Hello, festive friends and fellow figure fanatics. It's Dylan, and you're watching Toy Lips. And today we're taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Watcher Build-A-Figure or What If wave, featuring all of the available characters from the Disney Plus show What If, as well as Sylvie. Oh, and don't forget the deluxe Hydra Stomper. Yeah, okay. So we're going to try something a little different. I'd like to just do all of these as they've been stacking up, look at all of these, and just tear into all these hogs right here, right now. Like, what if Dylan didn't have a knife and he just tore his way into all the packages? Wouldn't that be fun? Let's find out. So let's just kind of shove some of these guys off to the side, like so. Create a little space in the middle, and I think we'll start with Sylvie. Hello, dear. Brief look at the package. You know what boxes look like. And we'll just start ripping into it. Yes? Here she is. There goes that. We'll just make a hell of a mess in here. This is going to be fantastic. Larry Holmes for York Peppermint Patty. Larry Holmes for Marvel Legends. Hi, I'm Larry Holmes, and I like legend. And my favorite kind of legend is the Marvel Legend. And when I'm playing with Marvel Legend, I get the temptation. That's a hard word to say. I get the temptation that I'm running through the woods, butt naked. Little children are sprinkling cool water all over my butt. God damn, them toys look good. So I made the last minute decision to split this video into two parts. You'll still get a breakdown at the end, but the deluxe figure and the bath are going to be in the second video, coming soon. Toy lips. Okay, so what I end up with is this pile of sweet-looking, colorful plastic, big fella, these greasy-looking naked legs, and a little pile of accessories over here, and some kind of mold lube on my station, man. Thanks. Came off of one of these pieces, some especially greasy thing. What are you going to do? So we're going to go ahead and go character by character, do a full run-through of each to make it easier to skip around to the ones you want to see, if you're a jerk and you don't want to watch all of my stuff. We will work right to left on the card art, just because that starts with Sylvie, sort of gets her out of the way, as it were, because she is not on that show, but she is a nice addition. Nice addition. Looking really solid, I think. Good likeness there. These faces that are printed, or tiny like this, man, they're hand-painted. Somebody got in there and really got them my balls. I think. That's what dude was telling me somewhere. You get this nice wash on the hair. Maybe that's a dry brush, it looks like. Oh, and some kind of white wash. Real intricate just on the hair. Got the little broken horn and so on. This coat with a nice gooey, nice slimy little paint there, gloss. Make that pop. I really like that. And this just sort of sits over her. Yeah. Pulls off. Looks really good. Little folds and such, and so does she. You're gonna get a lot of unique sculpting with this wave, which is really cool. I don't want to say that it's wasted. It's necessary for these characters, but it seems like a lot of people are they're not that big on this versus, say, the Spider-Man and X-Men waves that came out all at the same time. Thanks, Hasbro. And you still want to hit us up for 9 different HasLabs. That's why your Rancor's not working out. Maybe it's the marketing. We're not talking about that here. Hi. So, yeah, really nice head sculpt here. Nice detailing on her armor. The arms, they just look swell. Get these little, some gauntlet detail here. Little belt sits there. Nice folds in the pants and nice boots. All these laces are all detailed and dialed in. Articulation. She's just on a ball joint up here. A little bit of a hinge. You can kind of look back. That hair restricts you a little. Look down pretty far. Shoulders on a ball joint. Comes all the way up. Rotates all the way around. No bicep cut here. Single jointed, pinless elbow, though. And you get to go past a 90, so I really don't mind that when it's single, because you do get this rotation side to side here, helping negate the need for, say, a bicep cut with the single jointed elbow. You just need a deep enough cut there, which is just great. Hands on a hinge, pegged in so they will rotate. Down here you get this nice diaphragm cut. Lean forward pretty far, back a fair amount. Nothing at the waist, even on a whole different sculpt. They just couldn't seem to pull that together, but But it's not the end of the world as we know it. Hips on these pegs, coming out pretty far, not all the way out to the side. Forward, straight to a 90. Back, buttocks in the way. Upper thigh cut here. That's always a plus. Pretty standard at this point. Double jointed knee. Gets you all the way up there too. How about that? And wait for it. Calf cut right here at the top of the boot, because why wouldn't you? And then this is a hinge, swivel, boot all tore up like that. It's actually fine. It's actually great. She comes with a couple of accessories, extra hands. Go ahead and port this one on here. She can hold this fantastic little sword. And she holds that just swimmingly. What are you going to do? Just wrestle this back over the shoulder. Yeah. You understand what hands look like. She comes with a gripping for this one, so she could be equal opportunity. Left, right, both if you like. Okay, moving on. Now we're gonna try to stand her and place her off to the side. Full disclosure, I brought in my little space heater and hit the whole pile of them. We're not gonna go into the should we, shouldn't we have to do that with our brand new toys, but you know what? I pay money for these. I work really hard for that money, and I don't want to tear off an arm or leg right out of the package. That will happen. Don't think it won't. Bringing in this nasty Nebuloso. You can see these colors really pop. I don't understand any kind of hate for this figure. There's reuse from another Nebula figure, but it's a Nebula figure. Hair, I'm looking at this stuff closer, and it looks like it's actually just a white sculpt, and they sort of brushed over the hair color, and it does create a nice effect. I'm good with that. Look at that face, though. That is great. This is an animated Kieran Gillen. Kieran Gillen. We're mixing up all these names here. How can there be an Eric Magnuson and a Magnus Eriksson and this not be a simulation? Okay, so yeah, head sculpt looks great. The rest of this thing, these colors really pop. This blue, this purple. That's kind of why I use the white background too, so you can really give the colors their due, as opposed to like a nice, really colorful, visually more appealing one. Maybe we'll get there. I'd kind of like a diorama. Something huge and crazy, not just like a friggin' sheet of paper draped over this wall here. It's actually great. We're doing great. This is all sculpted too, of course, done before, you know, but this piece here I think is new, or at least it's got this added holster. Maybe it's not. You know, I never opened that other Nebula, I guess. What are you going to do? Sometimes you can't find all of them and you're just pissed and you're like, well, whatever then. Coming down here, more just unique sculpted all the way. Boots and such. Sorry, I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. Very specialized. It's a Nebula figure. Nebula build. Nice pinless, clean arms too, especially important on the fleshy characters, I think. Really makes a bigger impact. Head on a ball joint up there. You get no back to speak of because of this sweet hair. She can look down a little bit. Arms come up. They will rotate all the way around. No bicep cut. Single jointed elbow. But again, pinless. And that will rotate side to side for you. This hand is actually hinged up and down, which is cool. Throw that in once in a while. Gun holding hand. What does she cross draw, man? Nobody cross draws. It's going to get you killed. Anyway. Got this nice diaphragm cut. A little bit of back, a little bit of forward. And she actually has waist twist, man. Slip that in there. That's great. That's great. Hidden nicely by this belt. Upper thigh cut. Legs on a ball joint here. They really don't come up to the side very much at all. But they come forward all the way back quite a bit because she has no ass to speak of. Double jointed knees. Bends all the way in half because of the way that is built. No thigh cut, or no calf cut rather. Boot. It's this crazy heeled deal here, but it comes way up, way back, rocks side to side. And how much trouble do we have standing her? I know it is a buck from a few years ago. Really not too bad. You give her this nice wide stance, she's gonna, shoot you to death. Get Sylvie's hands out of there. What's up with that? Okay, she does come with a pistol holding hand, 8 trigger finger hand. Oh, and it's hinged the opposite way, so that's, you know, whatever. Options are always sweet. Wedge that in there. You know, just real nitpicky. You wouldn't have your finger in the trigger well unless you were really meaning to shoot somebody. You could just have it alongside of it. Holds that nicely. You can kick that back. Insert it a little. I love when they're articulated to allow something like that. I like this figure. I don't know why anyone would be pissed. But here we are. People do get pissed. I love it. Haha. Up next, get that out of there. We have the good doctor, or the bad doctor. The poor, heartbroken, slightly mad doctor. Yes. Stephen Strange, the sorcerer supreme, the superior. What was he called again? It's the Doctor Strange from the episode. You guys are here. You know what's up. And he looks really nice. This cape is just kind of floaty and flappy. Interestingly, it's the only one that pegs in too, and it doesn't seem to work that well. Really nice looking cape though. It's like it's made out of something. It feels like Airheads candy or something weird. Some little taffy, some elongated. That is really cool though. I mean, you could tell that is the cloak, I think, and it's just been distorted. What happened again? I know everyone loved this episode, and it was fine, but I think they hammered on that bit way, way too much until it kind of lost all meaning to me. You know what I'm talking about. Getting in real close here. That is a really fine head sculpt. Mustache. It's going to be a little crooked on its nose placement. You're going to look at all of them in the store, and they're all going to be that way if you are lucky enough to be able to do that. But this is sculpted over here. This is really nice. Why we can't get this on a traditional comic Strange, I don't know. Nice folds in the outfit, and this whole deal coming over it. This here, the waist piece, this is separate. It's a thing. This may have come with someone before. I don't think so. That wouldn't work with a movie figure, right? And it hasn't been for a comic, so maybe that's all new. A lot of all new stuff here. Once again, really cool. Bracers. Pantaloons, big puffy deal. They've used these before. Got these nice looking boots here. Mystic. Pretty happy about that. Head is on a ball joint, comes way up here, way down here. The neck is actually an independent piece as well. I wish that we would see more of that. That really helps for articulating some personality into the deal. Shoulders are on ball joints. I don't think that has a... It just sometimes feels the way it moves. It feels like there might be some little bit of extra in there. Really difficult to actually get up there. Don't tear them all apart. I mean, it will rotate around. This is a slightly softer material and it gets out of your way. There it is. Clicks up there. Fine. Bicep cut though, that is very nice and very well hidden with the sculpting. Even still, you get double jointed, pinless elbows. Yes, yes. Pegged in, hinged, just the one way. Paging Dr. Steven, put your arm back down. And there's no diaphragm cut because this is the piece here. It's just solid. They didn't want to break up that sculpt. But you do get this waist twist, and it's like it's socketed in there, so you get a little bit of lean forward, backward, rotates all the way around. Down in here, legs don't come up very much because of this piece. You could heat them up, tear them in half, yada yada. But you do have the upper thigh cut, double jointed knee. Comes back as far as you're comfortable with mangling this overlay. It's actually great. Boot cut, even better. Hinge, the ankle comes forward, decent amount, way back, impossibly far back, and good rocker action. Accessories, he does have the aforementioned cloak. Cloak him up, cloaked up, cloaked out, and he gets this sweet power effect hand that will just Yeah, don't break them. Those pegs will break. Be careful. Peg this one in here with this little bit of... If I could turn back time, and so on. That's really nice. Really well sculpted in this nice green translucent plastic, and it's glued to that, so you don't have to worry about trying to fudge that on there all the friggin' time like you do with some of them. Next up, we have Zombie Hunter Pete here, the Spider-Man from the What If episode about the zombies. Because most people like zombies. I think it's fine if it's done right. It's fine. Big comic book fan. The Walking Dead. Robert Kirkman. It's a drama. He's tricked you. Love it though. Love it. This figure, however, it's just aight. This cloak just sits here. It is very nicely sculpted. Just the single color, little gold detailing there. Fine. Head sculpt, Peter. Looks pretty good. I like the animated line here. Kind of works for just your regular Marvel Legends. Not necessarily interchangeable with movie stuff, but you know what I mean. Moving down here, the spider logo is pretty nicely detailed, sculpted on there. Love the sculpted web work that you get on, on any of them that aren't comic figures, I guess. Moving on down, get these nice web shooters on the outside. More of the MCU sort of style. This whole thing is sort of, that's the idea. It's a riff on the MCU based on the old What If comics. Same thing on the back, sculpted. Really nice. All this sort of new stuff for these. Breaking down that Arctic. God, this video is going to be like 9 hours long. Really good up and down on this hinge. Really, a little bit of tilt, puzzlingly, no butterfly shoulders on the Spider-Man. They're like, he's just going to stand there in the cloak. Is he, though? Is he, though? But these will come up, go around, bicep cut, double jointed, pin visible. Once again, these crusty little web shooter hands. I feel like they've been actually reusing these same ones for years. Maybe not, but they just look so funny and limp, just, instead of a powerful, like the comic ones, you know? Okay, ab crunch. Forward, backward, waist swivel. These come, not quite to the side. Way up that way, though. Back, hindered a little bit. Double jointed. No calf cut. This thing really has some serious hinge. And, of course, he's got, like, the stains, blood stains and whatever, several places on the costume. That looks really nice. Accessories. Comes with some spider sting hands. Just really dug in deep with the sculpting on that. Fine, it's fine. What we will do, we will port on the Spider-Man head, which we have seen before. Yeah, really, get on there. Wasn't even a satisfying pop. It just wrestles into place, and I'm fine with this. I mean, it's kind of a weak Spider-Man, but he looks so clean, though, these colors. Something about those colors. Yeah, brush that aside, moving on. Coming in hot with the Captain Carter, and I am hot for her, man. This is a really nice figure. The look of this thing, that head, you could tell this is Haley Atwell in animated form. You get these nice pin visible arms, nice flag rendition on the costume. She is a slightly bigger figure because she is the super soldier. I thought the episode was great. That was your introduction into the thing, and it sort of gives you the rundown on what it's like. Key moments that you're already familiar with from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but things play out differently, and I think it was essential for the setup of the whole thing. You couldn't get too out there with that first episode, you know what I mean? I thought that was really well done, the way they would recreate specific scenes. Into it, and into this recreation with all this nice, I think, unique sculpting. Everything except this boot fiasco here. This should have been some loose overlay. Maybe they could have set it from here down. Articulation, can't look back because of the sweet hair. Looks down a decent amount, side. I don't think that neck is separate. Yeah, I really can't get me mitts down in there. Shoulders, ball joint, come all the way around. And you get this nice bicep cut, and actual cut too. Double jointed, pin visible, come all the way up here. That's really nice. And the way these work with the gloves too, I think these also look good. whatever. Don't focus. Hinge, pegged in there. Diaphragm cut, forward, back. No waist cut. It almost looks like there could be. There should be. Coming down here to the crotch. You get this nice. It's pegged in, comes out to the side a decent amount. Forward, almost to 90. Back, almost there, pretty much nothing. Because of all of that. The nice pants. You can see her booty is stretching those jeans, these fatigues out. Thigh cut, double jointed knee, comes up pretty far. And no boot cut. Again, it looks like there could be one there, but there is not. These have this hinge that doesn't really function that well because of the cravats. Little bit of hinge, kind of hindered by that whole deal there. So she might be the most difficult to stand, but stand she does. For accessories, she just has the shield. She has the straps on the back, usually a nicer option. And that other weird thing that they do. You could just jam that in there. You could pull the whole hand off, but it's not even necessary. You might just hook it above the thumb so that it stays. And you could put it on either hand, however you want to do that. I think she looks really, really nice. Pretty clean. A little bit of paint defects there, but they all share something. At least I have a complete flag. I'm really happy with this figure. Some difficulties with the lower section, but super clean, and I love the concept, man. Why wouldn't you? She was a fine agent. They're gonna pick this little cripple boy instead. What about all of her hard work and dedication, man? Where does that pay off? She just gets to be this little side character, this little supporting cast member. Orbital dropping T'Challa Star-Lord. This was a really fun idea, perhaps not the most exciting episode, but one guy could really make a difference if he's just true to himself and he's worried about others and whatever. It's kind of a flat looking figure in some areas because of the animation style, but I really dig this purple Ravager coat. Head sculpt is not too shabby either. Coat is a softer material, of course, sculpted onto the arms, and you get all these nice gold flourishes painted onto it. Spin you around one. Coming on down the pants, even have a little bit of gold in those. Boots, the feet, it looks really nice through here though. It does, as kind of plain as it is, say, versus that Nebula figure, but that sculpt is from an MCU Nebula figure with real people and real clothes and costumes and articulation. His head comes back forward a good amount. It's just way up here on this peg, probably a little too high. Stuff they do with the jackets sometimes. And it's like, look, you don't think, man, I don't have a long enough neck to wear a coat. You don't go get you a longer neck for a coat. You just wear it with a regular person neck. Man, come on. Okay, arms come all the way up, all the way around. Bicep cut, kind of shaped like the sculpt. That's always hit or miss. When it breaks up, it looks real weird. But most people were just not that concerned with it. We would just rather have the articulation. It's a toy, not a statue. Double jointed. Pin visible is a theme all the way through this line. Gotta love that. That elbow's just a little stiff. Crazy looking. Coming in. You can probably push it up on that. And yeah, folds all the way in half. These nice veiny hands that I think that we've seen before. Trigger fingers for the element guns that he comes with. And we have ab crunch. Coat hinders you just a little bit, but not really. That's a nice soft material. Waist cut, real insubstantial waist. This little diaper piece, real tiny. But it's not going to hinder too much coming out to the side. Legs, ball joints, and thigh cut. Double jointed knee. It's back about there. No calf cut. It would break up the boot. Nobody cares. Back. Forward. It runs into itself right there. You kind of move that around it and it's fine. Really nice rocker. I think those feet especially, you can manipulate those around pretty well and you'll get some nice standing on them feet poses, right? That's where we all stand, unless we're standing on our hands. Anyway, his hands are stuck this way, so you might as well put the element guns in them, which are just repaints, nice purple repaints of the ones we've seen a couple times before with the MCU Star-Lord. Let's wrestle one of those in. He doesn't otherwise have weapon storage for them. Little clips on the thighs would be sweet. You're sculpting it new anyway. Give me some. That is really cool, though. I'm digging that. And he does come with the helmet. Pops on there pretty easily. Purple lenses. This is a sweet variation of Star-Lord. I'm actually much more impressed with this outside of the package than I was in. Get that little bit of hair sticking through. Apparently it's fine in space. You'll be fine. Get out there in space. You'll be fine. And finally, for the single figures in the Bath Wave, I can't believe you could even find any of these on the shelves, man. This is the Zombie Captain America, and holy crap, this is amazing. It looks good in the package, but right here in your hands too, this is my favorite immediately. This thing is so cool. So cool. Just tore up, sculpted all the way around. You don't usually see just this much hotness from a Marvel Legend. I mean, you are comparing it to a lot of reuse and stuff like that makes the line work. Things that I don't particularly have a big problem with. There's always problems with this and that, but not this figure, man. This is so cool. This is so friggin' cool. Getting a little closer. Look at this. Just hungry for it. Oh, and these are like cut all the way through there. Teeth are just melting out of his head. Those eyes. This like these are metallic and they're all like corroded looking or something, you know, with the gold on there, I think. Maybe they thought that would just pop better. But this is just beautifully sculpted. You can see, you know, you can see vertebrae there. This little chin strap just hanging off of there, blood flecked all over this thing. The straps are softer, but they are glued down onto the gig here. Clean arm, pin visible. And this side, just more tattered awesomeness. Awesomeness. Now I'm saying that. Am I saying that now? A little bit of a glove just hanging on there. You'd think there might be some reuse, maybe this torso piece from other MCU caps, but so much of this is just it's got to be all new because it's full of gaping holes and he seems fine with it. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Like I said, you just don't see this every day. I'm really impressed with this, especially with a lot of the unique sculpting and everything else already in this wave. His boots looking really nice. Little toes, little toe nails that are sculpted. They could be all fungusy and rotting off, but not even a big deal. Articulation comes way back, way forward. And that's it. Nothing on that neck. Ball joint, shoulders. little stuff out of the package. Bicep cut. Better compared to the other side. It does have those same features. Double jointed. Pin visible again. Pegged in there. Hinges. Hinges. Check. Diaphragm cut. Check. Coming forward. Waist twist. Check. Soft belt. Lays over. Hides that nicely. Check. Legs. Ball joints. Coming out to the side. Mostly. Check. Forward at a 90. Double jointed knees. Comes up pretty far. There is no calf cut on this side, but on this side you do right at the boot. How fantastic. This big old cravat deal. See how this is like sculpted? That part is sculpted onto the foot piece. And why wouldn't you just do in the same wave? Some of these pieces must come from somewhere else. You know what I mean? But that is a really great way to handle that. Tread. Same thing here. Hinge. Swivel. And it stands really nice. The trick is to just get him looking real unnatural. But, you know, if it's not already apparent, I love this figure. Comes with a shield. This has this nice blood on it, even though it's, you know, it's nice purple blood. Nice purple blood. Slips right in there. Probably have to twist that around a little to get it to stay, or you could slip it all the way up over the thumb, which would be the nice trick. Do we need a whole video about me doing that? Don't break your shield strap. Don't break your figure. Barely holds onto that anyway. He doesn't know what he's doing. No, he seemed to chuck it okay. What a freak. Don't stand. Don't stand. Yeah. For a size comparison, you can see they all scale pretty well, though I would say that even half-rotten Super Soldier Steve Rogers should probably stand a little taller. The Tom Holland-esque Spider-Man, sorry, I don't know that voice actor's name, I would give him credit. That would be the right move, right? Was it him? It wasn't him. Anyway, all those clickbaity articles that are like, recasting Spider-Man! Anyway, I think Karen Gillan is pretty tall, too. Taron Killam? And kicking off some comparisons, we got that lonesome cowboy. You're cheating hard. And for the sake of fairness, how about the God of Mischief in full regalia? Isn't that a bit of a silly moniker? God Mischief? God of douchey tricks? No, it's great, man. Loki, as portrayed by Mr. Hiddleston, has been fantastic, really.
We're the future, Charles, not them. They no longer matter.
Okay, for Nebula's next of kin, we have Sister and Mr. Lord, as well as that Thanos baff. And isn't that thing just disgusting looking, man? What happened there? What happened there? Also, you can see we've abandoned this futile attempt to just leave them all in place and swap them out one by one. That implies the characters are the same size, and it sort of draws focus from the fact that we are looking at this character right in the middle, right in the center there. We're going to carry on this silly cameo thing I'm doing, though. Hi. Zombie Hunter Spider-Man with his Hasbro homies, as well as the SH Figure Arts Iron Spider. With the Waldos looking real sharp. Love that thing, man. It puts this disgusting concept art version to shame. And way after the dust has settled, who really cares? They're like, oh, we need to have product on shelf. But are they really on the shelf, man? Are there really Marvel Legends on the shelf besides Eternals? Meanwhile, Venom wonders what the hell that thing was at the end of Let There Be Carnage. We got Peggy here, sharing the spotlight with a couple of other flag-clad bruisers. As for Strange, he doesn't have anybody. T'Challa Star-Lord. With friends like these, am I right? There's Gamora doing what she does best. And hey, Fox, tell me again how you want to be gender inclusive when your Mystique costume is just her walking around naked. And finally, we have the zombie Captain America standing next to a more traditional MCU iteration of Captain America. Standing next to him, Sideshow Jim Barnes, ready to show you how to put on a quick smoky eye. On the other side, we got, pretty sure that's one of the Baldwins, standing next to Hugh Jackman there. Pretty sure. And for a final size you know what? I can see you're busy. I'll just let myself out. God damn, them toys look good. So this video was freakishly long, and I decided I would split the thing. This would be a good point here with the main characters from the wave, and I'm gonna save that deluxe figure and the bath. I know. For a second video that won't be nearly as long, but it's gonna give them all a little more time to breathe, and I don't have to cut out all my sappy reactions and nonsense. I'm actually a lot more stoked on these figures than I thought I would be. Some really nice sculpting, these colors pop, and you know, having seen the show, of course, they hold a more special place in my heart. I'm really happy with most of them, aside from some poor articulation and some just plain aesthetic. Whoops, sorry guys. I actually love those. We're gonna go through and rate these suckers. I'd say Zombie Cap here with all this cool stuff he's got going on. I would give him a 5. I've never seen a Marvel Legend like that. I love it. A lot of unique sculpting on this Strange. He's going to be a 4.5. My Captain Carter, she is one of my very favorites from the wave. Even with those terrible feet, I'm going to give her a 4. T'Challa over here, 3.5. 3.5 for you, and a 3.5 for you, and a 3 for Petey Boy over here with his weak articulation for a Spider-Man figure. Lots more cool stuff coming up. If you like it, show some love, smack that button, smack them lips. Hit that subscribe so you don't miss part 2. I'm going to break down the Hydra Stomper, break down the Watcher, maybe sing a little song. Stay tuned. Thanks, guys.
I got fingers on my lips. Toys that I'm touching, I don't want to put them down. Instead, I want to talk about them. Yes, fresh. Smell the plastic that I crave. I want to shop. I can't be having Bruce Banner. I'm Dr. Rubber Band. I'm Bruce Jenner. And you can call me after dinner. We can talk comic books, but we're here to talk toys. Be proud, make noise.